What up, everybody? It's Patterson Boyz LLC presents the Producer's Corner. I'm your host, Holly Black. Tonight we got Mom on the beats in here tonight. We're gonna tap in with her and we're gonna discuss her journey with production, uh, everything in between with the business. Um, her being involved in the Red Bull contest, working with artists and more. So y'all tap in with us. Let us know what's going on. We're about to add her to the stage. How you doing today? How you doing today, Mom on beats?
I'm good. How are you? Can you hear me?
Oh man, wait, I'm getting an echo on. Hold on a second. I hear you.
I think it's
How is
because it's
everything?
no platform.
Why am I getting that delay? Okay, I hear you. So how you doing today, Mom on the beats?
I'm good. How about yourself?
I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good. Um, we're gonna dive right. I was on your website, um, and it says you're a co-producer. So you and your husband does production together?
Yep. When I
Oh,
met my husband, I was actually trying to be an artist, and I was
hmm.
new to being in Houston. Um, and we connected on Black Planet. That goes way back,
Right.
as far as the social media sites. Um, and so we ended up linking up, and we were trying to do the artist producer thing, but then we ended up liking each other, and it went into a whole nother realm of stuff. And so, him being a producer and me being in the studio from hours and hours on end, I finally one day was like, yo, show me what to do. Cause I've always had an interest. Um,
Mm.
like I tried to learn how to DJ back in the day. When I was a little kid, I used to sit in front of my mama's record player all day trying to mess with treble and bass levels and the 8 tracks and the cassette tape and all of that. And so I'm just like, show me how you do this. And that's basically the rest is history. I've been
And,
doing it ever since.
and you picked it up just like that, huh?
Well, I played instruments and stuff in high school. I played in the orchestra. I played violin, so I read music and have basic music theory and stuff like that. But it was an opportunity to be able to express myself, and so I jumped right into it.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Hmm.
So the mom on the beat, is that an acronym, or you actually a mother?
Well, both. Um, when I first started doing this, I actually used to go by EQ. My name is Erica, so when I first started out, I used to go by EQ. And as a matter of fact, a lot of the folks that know me from the first time around refuse to call me Mom on the Beats. They will only call me EQ. But Mom actually stands for being a mom because I do have a 12-year-old daughter.
Mm,
But I'm grown. So like I view it as a lot of the kids who are making beats and stuff like that. I'm old enough to be their mom.
right,
um,
exactly.
but then being a female making beats and everything, people always try to put you in a box.
Right,
Um,
right,
and
right.
so I didn't want to be known as a female producer. I just wanted to be known as someone who makes music. So mom actually stands for maker of music
Okay,
on the
okay.
beats. Yeah, so it's
That's
kind of
cool.
like don't put me in a box. Don't
Right.
try to categorize what I do. I just make music.
That's pretty dope. So how did you get involved with the Red Bull contest?
So the first year that they came to Houston, my husband was actually in it. He got selected.
Mm.
And so I got to, experience that whole thing with him. And then the next year when they came back, I was like, I'm gonna do it too. Cause I was like, hey, what do I have to lose? I'm gonna try out. I'm gonna do. and I actually got picked.
Yeah.
um, they had, I'm pretty sure it was thousands of people who probably signed up or auditioned for it, and I got picked. And so I went to the contest here in Houston. They had 12 producers, and we basically battled it down to the last two. And so the last two that was left standing was myself and Sound Mob. So
Wow.
Sound Mob, you may know of, back in the day, was an artist called Kirko Bangs.
Yeah.
He sing the song "Drink in My Cup." They
Yeah.
produced that. They produced that for
Oh,
him.
okay. Okay. So
Um,
wow.
yeah. So myself and Sound Mob actually went to the finals to represent for Houston. The finals were in New York, and so the top two producers from all the cities that they went to went for that final 12 in New York and went to battle. It's an excellent opportunity because, like, I was in the ranks with producers like S1, S1
Yes.
produced.
Yeah.
S1 was in it. Illmind, everybody knows Illmind. Best Kept
Wow.
Secret, they did a lot of Wale's early stuff. It's some heavy hitters. It's a guy that won the overall thing. His name is Seasick. He was a young kid. He's 17 at the time, and so he's done a lot of stuff with Vic Mensa. And when he won, he actually got to do a record with Nas.
Oh, okay. That's
There's a
pretty
lot
good.
of people who at that time was, up and coming, and now they're like in the industry. They're known in the industry. Everybody except me.
Nah, don't worry, your time is coming. And they said this was aired on BET.
Yep, it was aired on BT originally, and then it was re-aired a few times on some other different channels. But the main, like the little mini reality show
Mhm.
aired on BET originally. So
Oh,
a
okay.
fantastic opportunity, you know,
Did,
chance of a
did
lifetime.
that lead you to go do work with artists and stuff like that?
No, it actually discouraged me. So shortly after Red Bull,
Uh-huh.
I'll say like a year or two, I was, I was working with a lot of artists here, and a lot of the known at that time female artists here in Houston, but I
Hmm.
could never break ranks.
Hmm.
Because we're talking about, before streaming and all of that. This is back when people were still trying to get deals and everything. So
Right, right, right.
um, it's, oh, somebody talking about, thank you, J Rocco. Um, it was back during the time when you still got label deals. So as a female, as an older female, because at that time I was 30 years old. I was 31, almost 32 years old when I did Red Bull. I made my first beat when I was 30 years old.
Mm.
Um, a female, you're older, and then also at that time I was a lot bigger than I am now. So I had a lot of things going against me. Um, and like I said, this was pre-streaming. The biggest like social media platform back then was MySpace. So
Okay, yeah, you're right.
it's not like I could get on and make beats and people could see me doing it. There was a
Hmm.
little controversy because obviously my husband is a producer, so I think there was some thought that maybe he was doing it for me or
Oh, okay. So a lot of people didn't believe that you was doing the music.
exactly.
Wow.
And so that and just people acting like I didn't feel like I was being taken serious, and so I got discouraged and I stopped doing it. I stopped doing it for like 10 years.
Wow.
Yeah, I stopped. I was like, I'm done with this. I ain't going in the studio. I'm not doing it. And so then COVID came and
Mhm.
we in the house bored. So I was like, let's see what's up. Um, and I started again, and like I was doing a lot on Instagram and working with a whole bunch of artists. We did a lot of releases and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Um, so I came back like full force. And now I'm kind of pulling back a little bit again because I've been busy. I'm in school full time. I work full time. I have a daughter. So like I still do my music, but just
Mm.
not as much as I was at one point. But there's some artists out there who've been like, I want to work with you. I want to work with you. I want to work with you. So we might see another resurgence of me,
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Um,
So
I see they said you produced a EP for Maz,
yes,
A Guyana artist.
yes. So Maz, when I first came back to it, and I was on Instagram, I used to be part of a group
Hmm.
called Hip Hop Prodigies or something like that. So
Hmm.
it was a like a collective of artists, producers, and everything, and then we work together and just do collaborations. And so Maz and I did one song like for that purpose, but then he reached out to me after that and he's like, hey, I want you to produce my album. And so I did maybe 8 of the 12 songs on his
Wow,
album.
that's pretty dope.
Yeah. And he's in Ghana.
Mm.
But he also works with some other Ghanaian artists and stuff, and they actually kind of like a African Wu-Tang type, like
Oh, okay.
they got rugged sound to them and all of that. And so I did quite a few joints with Maz.
That's pretty dope, man. That's dope.
Thank you. Can you see me? Because I don't see myself.
Yeah, I can see it. I
Oh,
can
okay.
see it. You are clear.
I don't see
And
me on
it,
TikTok.
is it any other artists that you dealt with that you worked with?
Oh, I've worked with maybe 30 or 40 artists over the time
Wow.
that I've worked with a lot of folks, rappers, singers, poets, male, female, white, black, Hispanic. I've worked with lots of different people because we also have an in-house studio. So we've had people who come in because my husband's an engineer.
Oh, okay.
So we have people who come in just to work with my husband to record or for him to do mixing and mastering on their projects and stuff like that. But I've worked with a lot of artists. I probably have maybe 20 releases, which
Wow.
for somebody who hasn't don't do it all the time, like I wish I could be in the studio all day every day just making beats, but the reality to that is
Yeah.
it just
The
ain't
bill
happen.
that the bill still got to get paid.
Exactly. Mortgage and car notes and all that good shit.
Yeah, I understand.
So but yeah, anytime I get the opportunity to work with artists, I'm always happy to, because you can make the hottest beat, but for me, it fully comes to fruition when you hear another artist's expression to your art. It's like the ultimate to me. It's the ultimate completion of that artistic expression, because it makes it full, it makes it the whole, it serves its purpose. So like when artists reach out to me to work, I really get excited because like I said, it's cool to hear what somebody else hears to what you've put out there for the world to listen to.
Right, right. That's pretty true. Um,
Hmm.
do you find it do you find it like I'm not gonna say troubling, but challenging at times, being a producer and trying to fit everything in, like you say, you have to find, sometimes you have to be selfish with your time, but you have so many different things going on. How, do it sometimes, do it get overwhelming for you?
It can, because like I told you, I work full time. I'm getting my master's degree.
Mm.
And so when I have to, because I'm actually working on a track for artists right now where I'm building the beat around his acapellas. And
Okay.
so I have to sneak in here when I can to work on that to get it done. But I need to get it to the point where I can then send it to Studio B so that my husband can get it tight and we can send back a full project. So at this time it is difficult for me just because I have so much other stuff going on in my personal
Mhm.
but I'm very I work in corporate America, so a lot of those habits follow me. Cause you see, I kept what time, what date, what time.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
gotta schedule stuff in because I got a lot of shit going on. My time is really spread thin, so I have to really be on top of being organized and having everything ready to go. So I make it priorities when I know I have somebody waiting for me to
Mhm.
try to get stuff done as quickly as possible. And then what other free time I got, then I create more stuff.
Oh,
So
okay. And how is it actually building production around just the acapella?
it's 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 just like anything else. Gotta, you know, I actually enjoy building beats around acapellas because I feel it's my opportunity to give the artists the opportunity to hear something that they're probably used to hearing all the time, but on a different level.
Right.
So
Okay.
I enjoy it. Once I got my tempo and my idea, I'll sit there and I'll vibe with the vocals to hear what they're talking about to kind of bring out the point of what they're talking about. Um, and then sometimes we make magic, sometimes we don't. Actually, going back to Maz, one of the songs on his album, that's how I made the beat. I built the beat. He had a beat from another producer, and the producer pulled it back. I guess
Mhm.
because he was using it for another artist or something. And
Mhm.
so he's like, "Send me, can you? I'm gonna send you these acapellas, see what you can do." And it became the hottest joint on his album. So
That's
yeah,
dope.
yeah. So, but I try to do everything. I do originals. I do samples. I do R&B. I do dance. I do. You got to be able to work with whatever an artist is trying to do.
That's true.
So,
That's true. So do you play the keyboard?
I do, but I'm not a musician at all. I
So
read
you
basic. I read basic music.
Mhm.
Most of what I play, like if you hear me play a bass line or something, is by ear.
Okay.
Um, my husband is a musician, and he's always getting on me, talking about you need to practice scales so you can just eat them up, eat them up, eat them up. He's like, the other yesterday, he was like, look, this is a perfect circle of force. I want you to be able to play all of these scales by the end of the week. Like he's always challenging
Shout
me.
out to your husband.
I was trying to get him to sit in. He's like, nope.
That's
So
what's he
he's
was he,
always trying to push me to make me stronger and stronger at my craft because like I said, when we first met, this was his first love, and he slowly started to like, move away and be like, nah, I don't want to do that. So he's more in a supportive role. Every
Mhm.
once in a while, he'll hop on something with me and we'll do a collab together. And those
Yeah,
are the hottest ones. But
that's dope.
but for the most part, nah, he ain't trying to be involved.
This business is you get a lot of headaches from this business. So I can imagine he done had a lot of headaches dealing with.
A lot.
Uh, so who is your top five producers?
For me, RZA is on top for me. I think
Mm,
RZA is very underrated for the contribution that he's made to hip hop. He created a whole genre of music, and I don't think he gets enough credit for that.
right,
Um, like his Dre's and Timbalands and all of that.
right,
They
right.
are up there. Of course, they are greats too. They're in my top five, but I have to say for sure, RZA is my number one because he's a genius, and people I don't think realize how much of a genius he actually
Right,
is. So,
right. That's true.
um, Kanye, Kanye crazy as hell, but oh my god, there's some beats that he's made that to this day I remember the first time I heard them. And I'm like, I'll never forget. The first time I heard Jesus Walks, I was like,
Yeah,
oh my
yeah.
god, how did you even think of that? It's
Yeah.
just. Um, And I have to say, to round out that top five, this is off kilter. Burt Bacharach. You know who Burt Bacharach is?
What he made? What he made?
Burt Bacharach. Okay, so you know who Dionne Warwick is.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Burt Bacharach produced a lot of Dionne Warwick's music.
Mm.
Um, and some of the like most popular songs in the history of music. Him and Quincy Jones.
Okay. See, they don't talk about him as much as they talk about Quincy.
Yeah. Well, they don't talk about it, but you know his music. Everybody knows it. Everybody knows I walk on by.
Right.
You know
Okay. Yeah. 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 You're right.
that's Burt Bacharach. Um, I say a little prayer for you. Like all of those early Dionne Warwick songs, that's all Burt Bacharach. So
Okay. So yeah, he was like a composer. Composers. He pretty much wrote the songs, did the music, and they just sung it.
right. Well, he didn't always write stuff, but he definitely composed it.
Mm.
Composed. And that's why I like and Quincy too. Like for me, Quincy and Burt are like the best to ever do it
Mm.
because most of what we know in popular music is based on their
Right.
production, composition. Like they are the two top as
Yeah.
far as I'm concerned when it comes to music.
That's true.
Because think of Quincy, dog. Quincy has written, composed some of the most famous music ever in the world. So, like, and this original music that they composed, like they sat on a keyboard and wrote that. They didn't just sample and stuff like that. So,
Right. Right.
you
Right.
know, but I consider myself more of a composer than a producer because if I could sing, I would write songs and I would sing and stuff like that. Because my first love is actually writing. Because, like I tell you, when I met my husband, I was trying to be an artist.
Hmm.
But I use the music as another level of that expression. And I'm still writing. I'm just using music to write and express my emotion and stuff like that.
Okay. Have you helped any artists write anything? Have you helped like, co-written anything for any artist?
Um, no, because the new waves of artists are, how can I say this? You can't tell them nothing. It's
Yeah.
not like your classic producer artist chemistry where they work together, they write together, they create together. It's like I send you a beat, you send me something back. I miss that. I miss when an artist would come in and you all actually vibe and when I first started, it was still like that.
Right. Right.
But now it's like they don't want to hear nothing. They don't want to hear you. They don't want to hear criticism. They don't want to hear constructive criticism. It's just like, nah, I'm the coldest, and that's it. It's a
Yeah.
different. It's a different. I think if you work with songwriters, there's still a little bit of that, but
Hmm.
it's very hard to come across like songwriters who will come in and sit in house with you, especially now because a lot of artists I work with are not local. They in different
Mm.
areas and stuff like that. So I can't really do that. When I get an opportunity that an artist that reaches out to me, if they come in and they come in the crib, we usually vibe that way. So
Mm. And what kind of software you use? Pro Tools? That's what y'all record on? Pro Tools or
yeah, to
Logic?
do the recording engineering Pro Tools, but I actually started producing in Pro Tools. When I first started out on a keyboard, it's not in here. I started on an Ensoniq ZR76, which is like a cousin to the ASR.
Yeah.
So I started on hardware, so the understanding of how to actually compose and arrange a song, because you got to do it in banks,
Yeah. Yeah.
58 bars, and all of that. And then I moved to software, and the first software I started on was Pro Tools with Reason plugin, Expand, um, basically all of the STs that you could plug into Pro
Oh,
Tools.
okay.
So I know how to use Pro Tools. I know how to use Studio One. I know how to use a bunch of different VSTs. I use the MPC software. I use the MPC standalone. I've used Ableton.
Mm.
Uh,
Have you ever worked on with the Fruity Loop Studio as
no,
well? Yeah.
My generation's anti Fruity Loops because Fruity Loops was the first cheat code of copy paste generation.
Yeah.
So I don't fuck with Fruity
No, I mean I
Loops.
never messed with it either as well.
So, but it's all relative. I think the fact that I learned on hardware,
Hmm.
pretty much any software I can just pick up because it's a visual of the same thing, right? It's just
Right, right, right.
because my husband is like, "Damn, you know how to use that thing already?" I'm like, "Yeah." This Excel is the same as the one. It's just that some of the functioning is a different, or they made a little easier workflow in some instances, but then they
Hmm.
made it a dumber workflow in other stuff. But I think that's more about the software upgrade than the actual hardware because you use a standalone is basically the same function. So um
So it's like it's still got the same swing and the groove and everything. They just added a bunch of extra stuff to it.
yeah, it's laid out much cleaner visually because the one
Hmm.
is like only the center console piece size.
Right.
So the visuals, and then I have a skin on my one that makes all of my pads and cube links hard to read.
Hmm.
So I don't know this everything is spread out. It's in where you think it should be, and so yeah, I'm enjoying it. But it's really you can do the same stuff on the one that you can do on it. That's what I'm
Oh, okay.
learning.
Okay. See, I work with the MPC X. I'm an MPC man myself. I've been dealing with MPC from the MPC 60 on up.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so like I don't I deal with the software stuff, but I like to be hands on. I like to
And
touch them pads and stuff.
try
Um,
to go. I try to do both. Because for me, because like I said, typically I'm composing full songs. So I need to
mhm,
be able to visualize that and do editing and all of that. So
right.
that's why I like working with the software. But the MPC software is not really designed for that. That's why it's
Um,
it's basic editing you can do and stuff like that. But like what you can do in Pro Tools,
now you can't. Okay, yeah, you can't
I
do
can't.
do it.
I'm sure you can, but I don't know it well enough to, to do the same level of stuff. So
I think it. I mean, you have, but you have to run like all the outs into the Pro Tools for it to like record all the separate tracks and everything like that. So,
yeah,
like,
but I guess because I'm used to it. Basically, what happens is when after I've wrapped a track, I just explode the tracks out. I just track it out for the
mhm.
waves, and then my husband just imports the waves into Pro Tools, and then he goes to town with what he's gonna do.
Okay, okay, okay.
Uh-huh.
That's cool. That's so most of your production it comes out already ready because you send it to your husband and he beeps it up to make it everything hits the way it's supposed to hit.
Well,
That's dope.
well, he's doing the engineering. He's doing the mix and master for me. When he's in edit though, I sit in with him because I really already have an idea of what I want. So I
Mm,
will say, here I want this or there. He don't just take it and work. I'm
okay,
in there
okay.
with him because if he plays it back and I don't like it, I'm gonna I don't want that. Do this, do that, the other. So
That's
he's
cool.
doing the physical engineering, but I'm in there too.
That's pretty dope. That's pretty dope.
Uh-huh.
What is an artist that you would want to work with? Like if you had the opportunity to work with an artist, who would that
Jay-Z.
artist? Jay-Z. That's dope.
Jay-Z is, I mean, that's the ultimate artist to me. Um, I say on a different level of music though, Bruno Mars.
Mm, that's pretty
Um,
dope.
he's a master of his craft. Like if you want to say your dream list, you always gonna want to work with who is the top in
That's true. This
their
is true.
craft. So
This is true.
and I make hip hop beats. Stuff like, man, you made that. Like I make stuff like that, but honestly, I am more of a mainstream style producer. Like when I make stuff, I hear songs. So what
Mm,
I'm making, I'm already hearing a whole song and I'm hearing a commercial release type thing, you know,
okay.
that is, but don't sleep on me though, because I will make a rugged ass hip hop beat on you in a heartbeat.
Have you worked with any R&B artists?
Oh yeah. I
Yeah.
I have quite a few. Actually, one of my songs was a co-produced song with my husband.
Mhm.
Um, I actually composed it, and then he liked the idea, and he added, some percussion or stuff like that. Then I was working with a songwriter. She wrote a song to it. She found the vocalist, and then we released it. And that same songwriter, we did another song but with a different artist. And actually, that song is co-produced with another female producer. Shout out 803 Music. Um, but yeah, I've worked with male, female singers,
And
R&B, pop.
so a lot of your production is on a lot of streaming sites then.
Yeah, I have a few things out there. It's gonna be under my government name though, not Mama on the Beast.
And it's artists is your production with the different artists, huh?
With different artists. Yep. Yep.
That's pretty dope. So you are working. There's no need to pull back. You working.
A lot
um
of stuff. I don't have anything that's recent. The last thing was probably maybe 3 years ago or so. Because like I tell you, I've been pulling back because of life, just work and different things like that. But I may have some stuff coming up here soon because I've been working with a couple artists, dude, and it's just out of nowhere. They're like, "Hey, I like that track," or "Hey, can you make this for me?" And so I have three things right now in the last month where I have three different artists. One is an R&B, one is a
mm.
rapper, and then one is a singer and rapper. So yeah, it's just the luck of the draw. Sometimes you play something and they like it, and then they're like, "Hey, let's do something with that." So
This is true. Um,
mhm.
so you was born and raised out there,
No, I'm from New
no?
York.
Oh, you from New York? Okay,
Uh-huh.
shout out New York, cause I'm from Harlem.
Oh,
So,
okay. I,
Harlem, New
I, you guys say I ain't really from New York because I grew up in Long Island.
York. Nah, it's just part of New York. So you're originally from New York, and then you just migrated down there.
Yeah, I've been here in Houston for like 20, almost 25. I've been here for a long
Wow,
time.
that's
But
what's
my
up.
mom and everybody is still over. So I go home at least once a year.
Oh, okay,
I,
that's dope.
I actually will probably be going next month because my daughter's on spring break and she's been begging, I want to go back, I want to go back. Because she's been 3 or 4 times since she was born. So she's a teenager and she's like, I want to go back. I want to go do different stuff. So it's probably going out. We'll be going definitely, if not next month, sometime this year.
Oh, so you took that New York grind down there to Houston and applied it, huh? Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yo,
Ain't
but
nothing.
it's funny. It actually just kind of lucked up on me. I mean, like I said, it's something that my husband, it was his passion, and I just started getting interested, and and then it just started moving. The momentum just built really really quickly. I worked, of course, I'm gonna do my East Coast, sample based style beats. But some of the artists that I've worked with here, it's like, like bounce style music or like,
Mm,
like the music that's popular here.
right.
So as I said, I try to work with every genre. I've even done a dance track with some artists here in Houston. So like I try to do a little bit of everything.
Mm, so true. So growing up in New York, the music you was influenced under was Wu Tang and Eric B and Rakim and okay.
Slick Rick and Salt and Pepper and Latifah and Moni Love and But another element of that is that my family is Caribbean. So
Okay.
Latin music, Caribbean music, country music, gospel music, like we listen to everything.
Wow.
And so I have a little of that influence in every, that's why I like all kinds of music. I could go from listening to Wu-Tang to go listen to a Burt Bacharach joint. Or I might go listen to some Bad Bunny or go back way back, listen to some Julio Iglesias.
Wow.
Then
Okay.
I switch it to Bob Marley or switch it back up and go to, Cutter Ranks or like I like all when I say I like all music, I
Hmm.
like all music.
That's
So
pretty dope. And you said you tried DJing at one time. You said you.
so in college, my boyfriend was a DJ. And like he was a working DJ. He was doing parties and clubs and different stuff like that. So same thing. I'm like, yo, this man loves this shit so much and his music and his I've always loved music. I've always, like I said, play instruments and stuff in school. And so he would be practicing. I like, hey, show me. I've always been the hey, show you. I want to see what's up with this, so show me. And so he kind of showed me the basics. I actually have a little DJ set up here that my husband bought for me because sometimes I'll use Serato to take just vocals to do remixes and stuff like that. I'll do mashups and stuff. It's to
Mm.
help me study rhythm
Right. Okay.
to
Okay.
all of that. So yeah, so I tried DJing back in the day. And actually, the first MPC I ever touched was a 1200 because the same boyfriend at the time, one of his homeboys was into producing, and he
Hmm.
had one, and we used to
Mm.
go kick it with him. And I was like, "Hey, let me see, show me how to do it." And I made a beat for them. I'm 19 years old. They're like, "Oh man, you did good." And so I think it's just always been there.
Mm.
It's just my husband gave me the opportunity to actually really pursue it and go after it and do it. And yeah, like I said, during COVID, I came back to it and like I was like, I'm gonna do this shit for real. I went and bought me a computer. I bought, he bought at that time it was Studio One, so he bought the little package with the monitors and the keyboard and all of that for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then
Okay.
after a while, I was like, nah, I need something else. Then he bought me the one. Um, and then last week was my birthday. And I was like, man, let's go to Guitar Center. And I want to go see what they got. And I walked in there. I was like, he went off to go do something and he came back. I had already bought the Excel. I was like, this is my birthday present to myself. So, and I'm glad that I did that because I love it. I'm really enjoying this new toy and some of the sounds that I'm getting and been getting inspired. And I've made about 5 beats already off of it.
Mm. Yeah, because it
So
comes with stock sounds as well, right?
it comes with stock sounds, but it also comes with some add-on software that you can use that gives you access to some other VSTs that you can load into the MPC software.
Mm.
So your basic expansions and that, but then there's other VST stuff that you can use with it too. So
Mm.
it's like my creative legs are because I was getting tired of the same sounds and the same stuff. And I'm like, I'm tired of sampling everything because I can make beats without samples. So
Right.
now I'm like, oh, okay, I got a workflow where I'm incorporating everything and I'm really enjoying it.
Mm.
And I think dudes think it's cool to see a woman use like it's the same thing. You know how to use it. Why the hell I can't use it?
Right, right, right. Yeah, because a lot of times they probably they don't expect a woman to want to use the NPC or even
Make
but it's
beats.
yeah, but you got a lot of female women in the business and that's thriving, in
A lot.
production and DJing and everything. So
Yeah, a lot. I
you know,
see a lot of women that I've interacted with. They're doing some big things, like the two young ladies that produced for Beyonce. Like
mm,
they're doing great things.
yeah,
Um, there's a lot of women on TikTok who have like major followings and stuff like that. That's doing music and stuff like that. So it's not what it used to be. The technology is giving more people access, I think. And
Yeah.
so now, if you had to say make a beat on this board, they may have some trouble. But
I mean, they making it. I mean, I they making it real easy. I think for some people, because a lot of people think they could just pick this up and do it and think like tomorrow they're gonna be the greatest producer. But it got to be in you in order for you, to make good music or even be a good composer or producer. But
yeah,
you have a lot of these young kids that's jumping into it because, like you said, it's so much. It's not like how it was years ago. You had to in order for you to find out, you had to be outside.
yep.
It wasn't no social media. You had to be outside to kind of know what was going on and who was doing what.
Here
So
go my beat CD.
yeah, yeah. If you didn't, it wasn't outside, you wouldn't even know. But now it's everything is social media, and it's so easy, which is not bad, but the business was built off of coalition. So
Exactly.
all of these things that they create is just a part of for the business to make money. The artist was never supposed to make big money. The producers was never supposed to make big money. It's just
The labels.
yeah.
Yeah, yep.
It's designed around coalition. So to be independent and which, like I said, with all these social sites now, it gives anybody and everybody the opportunity to be independent and say, all right, well, look, I'm going to start doing this. Like they'll wake up and say, I want to start doing beats, but it's a lot of times it's not in them.
Nope.
They just doing it because they chasing or the fame or whatever they think they chasing. But
I think too, like I said, going back to the accessibility, it's you don't have to actually know how to make a beat. You just know how to copy and paste loops together. You don't even have to play an instrument, play the percussion or anything. Like I see people who make the beats where they just put a dot on the screen and and
yeah,
that's I'm sitting here, I'm like, am I doing something wrong? Because I actually play my percussion, I actually play my bass, I play up most of my instruments. And even though I'm using samples, I'm chopping my samples in different ways and using those as instruments and all that too. So it's like, I think we are used to actually crafting the beats, and
right.
they just want to go. So they like, the beat is the least of my, I just want to hear myself talk. So let me just throw these loops together right quick, and which is
Exactly.
cool. Like you said, it's their time now, right? But
Yeah.
I definitely am part of the generation of crafting the whole experience and doing true collab and just creating
Right.
something that's,
Yeah, you're right.
yeah, exactly. We from the
We
analog
yeah, I
age.
just was about to say
Exactly.
that. Yeah, we from the analog era. That's we this digital era, it came in by storm, man, and now everything is digital. Like even with Pro Tools now, you can't even buy the actual software. You have to
You got to pay a subscription.
pay a subscription online, a
Yeah.
yearly subscription or a monthly. It's crazy. So now they don't want to even let you own the software.
No.
Now we're gonna continue to get money off you because if you using this, you're gonna have to continue to pay. So
Yeah,
it's
because when we the first Pro Tools that my husband actually had, he was on the inbox. And
right,
when I came back to it, I was still using, I think it was Pro Tools 7 or 6 or 7
wow,
with the inbox. And
right,
everybody was like, what? What is that? That's so archaic. Like, I'm like, well, that's how I learned. What's wrong with it? And so I've just gotten to the point now where I can go between. It's like I can do copy paste type shit too. I make those kind of beats because I have some artists that like that kind of music. So I make those hi-hat heavy, and but I still make my traditional sample sloppy drum, all of that kind of stuff. That's my first love. So
Right. That's that. I mean, because now with this, with I mean, everybody's sampling, but I mean, I think the sampling is what's been helping a lot of artists for years because once you sample their music, you got to clear it, and
right.
especially if you're dealing with one of these big companies, it's like you get a sample and the record happen to do something. It might be 10 different people you got to pay off of that record. You got to pay the bass player, the piano player, So it's like
And
sometimes.
you see that for sure when you look at credits. Cause I'm like, even with that, so going back to what we was talking about back in the day, it was label deals. So, the era of your Timberlands getting $50,000, $60,000 a track and all of that kind of stuff because he's the exclusive producer.
Yeah.
Now, when you look at a track listing and credits, you got 8 different. One person paid the hi hat, one paid the bass drum, one paid the,
Yeah.
like you said. So it's like, you know, it
Yeah,
is.
yeah. It don't pay to sample. You rather just be creative and use your own sounds. But then now they got all of these bundle sounds where you
Hey,
can
Bobby.
download it. And they say they free sample royalty free sounds, but if one of them songs goes to do something great, then the company wants to get paid.
Yep,
So
exactly. It's just that's why I kind of I do sample, but I let the artist know, hey, if you do something with this and it pops off, you're paying the royalties because I gave you upfront notice that I don't have rights to that. So if you
mm,
choose to use that, that's on you, buddy.
right. So you said you sample, but you try to keep it mainly like original and creative, right?
Well, I can't. Over the last year or so, I was noticing that I was being very, very sample heavy.
Hmm.
And I was like, nah, here we go. I'm putting myself in a box because people are gonna be like, oh, you make this kind of. No, I don't just make
No.
that. I do make that, but I also can compose an original song that has 0 samples in it. So now I'm trying to pull back from that a little bit and be, show a range. Cause like you said, royalties, especially
Yeah.
when there's no money being made in general from it, they're gonna find a way to get their piece of the pie. So of course, if that's what the artist's preference is, or if I feel that that's sounds good with the artist that I'm working with, I'm gonna use this. I'm gonna use a sample, but I
Mm,
don't always use samples.
mm. And so most of your sounds come from where? The keyboard and live sounds?
It depends on the track. So obviously, if it's a sample track, the bass element is going to be that sample, but I
Mm,
play my percussion, I play my bass line, I will do some accompaniment where I'll add chords based on the sample and all of that. So it just depends on the feel of the track.
okay. So most, I mean, once you do that, it's not even a sample no more though.
Now you still got that 7-second element in there. It's a sample.
Well, yeah. I mean, you have to chop it. If you chop it down real short and then play it over, because I noticed a lot of producers a lot of them big producers that done redid stuff. They just play it over with live instruments or something
Right,
so they don't
right.
have to
But
pay no sample.
it's still an interpolation of original music. You still got to pay some kind of royalty. You
Mm.
didn't write that music.
It's just not as big. It's just not as big as a voice. Yeah. Okay.
Hmm. Hmm.
Because I noticed a lot of producers does do that. But I mean, the hip hop game was built off of sampling.
Yep.
You know James Brown. I think James Brown drummer probably is the most top sample drummer in hip hop.
Yep. all the break beats. Yep.
So, you know, it was built on that, and I mean, it has strayed away from it, but now it's seeming like it's coming back to that, to where, you know, a lot of producers is heavy on sampling right now, and I don't know if they know, or if they don't know that, you know, a lot of them records and them tracks that's sampled up, that they using these big samples, they wouldn't they probably would never get it cleared for someone to use. They will only be good for a mixtape or something, because of, you know, a lot of these streaming sites, they'll shoot you down if it got samples and stuff on it. So you really, a lot of times you can't upload sampled music.
I haven't had that issue. I've made money off of sample stuff, but
Oh yeah.
I think it, like you said, I think it depends on how big that
Mhm.
song gets. If you under the radar, you're doing less than 100,000 or
Mhm.
200,000 streams. They don't give a shit, because when you getting $8 from
Right,
music.
right. That's true. That's
But
true.
when you start making some noise, or you get TikToks, TikTok is really where people be aiming to make their money now, because
Right, right.
everybody wants to have that trending sound, or that everybody wants to use, or whatever the case may be. So when it gets to that level, I think that's when they start paying attention. But besides that,
They don't pay no. Okay.
nah, I don't think so.
Because I had some tracks that had samples that I did for artists, and they said that Apple Music didn't let them upload it because of,
Really?
yeah, because of the sample, and I think, and YouTube. I guess the samples, if they if it's like copywritten, they won't let you upload it. So, yeah.
Eh, we gotta
But
hide it. I haven't had any issues with that.
no, wow. And then now
And
I'm seeing.
I registered them with ASCAP too.
Okay, so all right, so then that's wow.
Yeah, they
So
can't. Yeah, that must be, they can't be obvious. I
so
haven't had any issues.
so a lot of your production, you have it registered with ASCAP.
Any beat I make that I send to an artist is registered, because
So
things happen. I had an artist that I worked with back in 2000, and let's say 2010, right? And he did a re-release of a song that we did together, and he gave somebody else the production credits. And
wow.
I sent him the sheet, and was like,
Mhm.
he right quick corrected that and went back and gave me my credits, because you never know. It could be a throwaway beat from 20 years ago that I forgot even sent to somebody. Next thing you hear your shit on the radio, and you ain't get no.
Right, right, right.
Anytime I send anything to an artist, it is registered,
Mm.
because
So that means so that means when if the artist plays it on certain platforms, the ASCAP tracks that, right?
yep. Or
Okay.
if I have no idea it's happening, but then it comes back to me,
Hmm.
I have legal recourse to say, I need my rights.
Right,
I need my
right.
royalties, because this is registered. But I want my production. I want my writing credits. So I always, my name, Mom,
Mm.
is copyrighted.
Okay, that's
So
good.
like I tell you, I work in corporate America, and I incorporate what I've learned in corporate America to this business, because a lot of folks don't know how to protect themselves, or how to make sure that their art is protected. 'Cause like I tell
Right.
you, and this is an artist that I used to work with all the time. We cool and all of that, and
Mhm.
so he said I still get zero checks from. I'll get every once in a while. I'll get a 22 cent, or um, because yeah, you never know. Artists could release something 10 years from now that they did 20 years ago, and it hit.
Hmm.
So you gotta make sure that you covered.
You
Like,
gotta make sure, right? You gotta make sure that um the song is registered and everything, right?
Even if I don't charge them for the beat,
Mm-hmm.
I register it because you never know. The one that you don't charge or the one you just like, hey, here's a throwaway, just take it, is the one that blow up. And here I'm sitting here because I
Right,
didn't dictate because I didn't take care of my business. No. Mm-mm.
right, you're right. That happened to DJ Webstar because he's from my neighborhood with that chicken noodle soup.
Uh-huh.
They didn't think that the record was gonna be a big record. They didn't register it, and the radio was spinning it so much to where he lost maybe a couple 100,000 before he registered the
You
song.
see? Yeah. No.
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
so
You never know. You never know.
right,
And
right, right.
what I've been noticing with my kid is 12.
Mhm.
They there's a renaissance where they are listening to our music more and more now. Like the old school, like they listen to Eminem and Tupac and I'm like, really? This renaissance is coming around. And so, my older stuff,
It might
right,
surface right back up.
right,
You're right. Yeah,
right,
yeah,
because of
yeah.
my kids' generation. And if I didn't register, I'm talking about any beat that I have ever sent to an artist is registered.
Mm, that's good. Make sure you protect it.
Yeah.
That's good. But I mean, at the same time, it can generate you some sort of residuals if they putting it up on like YouTube and different sites. ASCAP tracks that.
Yeah.
Like,
Every once in a while, we say longer paper, like he was saying. Every once in a while, I get me a little check. I'm like, oh, okay, you got some spins, or whatever. Or like with the newer stuff on DistroKid, I still get, a little $8, $10 here and there. And it's
Mm,
like, okay, you're doing some real spins because you got to get a good amount of spins to make that much
yeah, that's true. That's
on
true. That's
streaming.
true.
So, um, but like at the end of the day, for me, I never anticipated, being a millionaire off of this, especially when I see to come from the original analog to where it is now. You really see, like, you really have to want to do it because, like you said, the kids' aim is to get a hit that plays on
Right,
TikTok so they could be a full-time content creator,
right,
live
right.
off of $20,000 for the rest of their life. Like, that's no.
Now with the record labels, when you go to when they go to a label, the first thing the label says is,
How
uh,
many followers you got?
yeah, how many files? Let's look at their social profile,
Yep.
and and they don't. The person could have a lot of followers, but could be less talented, and they will still,
Mm-hmm.
they would still sign them into a deal that is not good.
A
And
360.
yeah,
Yeah.
it seems like that's the only deals that's going on right now, and that's pretty much a bad deal. I mean,
Yep.
to me, from me researching the 360 deal, it's like, all right, y'all getting paid off of anything and everything I do. It just, and I'm the one got to put in all the work, but y'all sit back and get paid. It's I don't know. It's hard for me to understand it. Just like with streaming, if you getting 0.000.3 or whatever it is, a fraction of
Mhm.
1 cent, why are we running and putting our music on these sites? Because it costs us more money to create the music, for our studio time, art and design, the engineer, the producer. It costs money.
Well, it's because, like I said, they feel that if they can get a trending joint on TikTok, that will help to propel them. But the problem that I see, which is a very smart tactic because it goes along with what's happening with today,
Right.
but you got to have your 5 other joints ready to go. I think they focus on one and then
Mhm.
that one hit and then they just disappear because they don't have the follow-up to
Right. Okay, yeah, you're right. You're
keep
right.
stinging because that's not the point is to become an influencer.
You're right, because a lot of them influencer are like rappers and stuff. Like a lot of them are like the
Yep.
guy, what's his DDG? He's a rapper, but he's more of an influencer, a content creator than a rapper.
A lot of them are, yeah. Look, he said it. It's personality over talent now, for sure. It's
Yep.
definitely it's and see, that's I think for me, because I see people come across my stuff and I'm like, how that shit got 6,000 likes and this and that and the other. But it's about, you know, I'm boring. I'm old. I'm gonna say, I'm not gonna be out here showing titties or
Right,
uh
right,
or talking dumb stuff. I'm not gonna do all of that kind of stuff. I'm gonna just come on here, let you hear my beats, and that's it. So if that's and then it's also about figuring out how this algorithm shit work. I don't have time for all of that. I make a beat. I want to share it. I'll come and put it on there. It do good. If it don't,
right. You're
I'm trying to
right.
be an influencer.
You're right. That's true. I mean, I mean, because it's so much like you sometimes you can't tell the difference between an influencer and a rapper. And like Longer Paper said, he said rappers are becoming podcasters now.
It's
Which is
true.
true. Which is true. I
It's
mean,
true.
it,
Podcasters or I see a lot of producers now doing these music review things.
yeah, okay.
Like, I'm gonna charge you $10 to critique your shit. And I'm like, damn, it's rough out there if Timberland is doing this stuff.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to mention. That I said Timbaland was out there charging people to listen to their music and stuff, and I was like, that was kind of off for me. But I don't know, man. Like they they try to saturate everything up. If y'all done made a whole bunch of money and you got all these different investments and you got all these endorsements, let the people that's trying to come up after you leave a little space for them. They saturates the game up. Like
Yep.
that's one thing that's bad about like the industry and the artists that's in the industry. They forget the producers. They all forget that at one time they were struggling artists too, and somebody gave them an opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
They don't, a lot of times they don't look at it. It's just like, all right, I'm here now, and I'm gonna look down on y'all. It just it's just a lot. Like shout out to J. Cole. I like what he doing. He's getting out there with the people. He's standing with the people. He's going out the trunk of the car. That's where we got to take it back to now.
Mm-hmm.
It's about pushing the music. Like if you got your core fan base, I'm just dealing with my core fan base, and that's it. All this extra stuff, I don't I just stick with my core fan, the people that I know that's going to support me, and just
And
keep.
that's it. And
Yeah,
that's how I operate too. I'm like, you like my shit? Yeah. Uh,
right, right,
you don't? It's cool. I do it because I like doing it. It's therapy. Every once in a while, I get team up with an artist and we make some good music that I can rock out to, and
right. And it is coming back to because De La Soul, I think, just put out a
yep,
new album. It's a few of them artists that's from back then just putting out an album. So it's definitely coming back around to that. You know what I
yep.
mean? To where like a lot of the artists we grew up listening to is saying, you know what, it's time for me to get back out here, because it was at one time it was a big what's that stigma that, oh, you too old to still be in the rapper or whatever. But Frank Sinatra sung until he passed away.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
so you're never too old. You know what I'm saying?
It's
If you could
creative.
do,
Yeah,
exactly,
it's
exactly.
creativity.
If you can continue to do it, you continue to do it until you to the passion leaves you. But if the passion stays there until to the day you're gone, continue to do it.
Well,
So
shit, I was old when I started, so I'm just extra old now.
Mm.
But it's pretty cool though to see, being like a mama for real. Like I'm auntie A's. I've just made 51 on my birthday.
Mm.
So to hear 20-year-olds appreciate my beats and stuff like that. And then of course our generation is rock with me. So to be able to be pliable and move through those different elements of fan base for me is dope.
Right,
That's another reason that I make all kinds of stuff because, like I said, you don't know where your hit is gonna come from.
right. You're right. Um, I was talking with a producer that produced some records for Jill Scott, and at the time he said he said he just made that was his first break, and he said it took him 30 years to actually get with that placement where he was at.
Yeah,
So I say that to say it, like you said, you never know. You never know.
never
So you
know.
have to. So you're right. You have to be rounded with your production. You can't be just like one tracked it, because then you only would deal with a certain crowd. But if
Right,
you round it and you do all kind of music, then you got opportunities to deal with all different. Flow Rider might come and say, I need a track from you, and
Bad
that's
Bunny,
international. Yeah, that's international.
Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny, if you actually, and you said you versatile with it, so I'm sure you would be able to cook up something for Bad Bunny, and that will be like a international. So you're
Right.
right.
The,
It's
the funny thing about that, the Latin music industry is very, very click tight. Like they work with specific producers and specific. They don't just let anybody in. They're very click tight because they want to maintain
right, right,
that countrymanship and it's a tight market too because they make some of the most popular and biggest selling music, and so they want to hold on to that.
right,
I don't want to share this with everybody else and stuff like that. So it's almost like them, like getting a club in New York City. You gotta go through the mob to do that. You can't just open a club in the city unless you got
right,
certain connections and stuff like that. They burn your shit down because they're like,
right. You're right.
you know, it's kind of mob tie-ish in that genre, which is cool, but it's
So yeah,
there's always gonna be something that keeps it from being mainstream. It's mainstream, but it's not mainstream.
I
If you
mean,
catch my drift.
here in New York, they playing a lot of that Latin music on the radio and in these clubs. They play a lot of Bad Bunny along with a
Yeah,
lot of
it's what's
other.
popular.
Yeah,
It's popular.
it's a lot of them records that's really popular in the club and on Hot 97. Funk Flex be playing, and they're playing a lot of those records. So it's
That's the beautiful thing about New York City's culture, though, is that you go to the club and you gonna hear top 40. It's gonna be Latin, it's gonna be Caribbean, it's gonna be pop, it's gonna be everything. I miss that. They don't really do that here. It's kind of this kind of music in this club, this kind of music is kind of segregated, I guess, to use
yeah,
a lack of better words. But like I used to love, you go to the club, you're gonna hear your favorite song in every genre of music that you listen to. That's a beautiful thing, and it's a rare thing. And like you said, how they play the stuff on the radio and stuff now, they ain't sit you.
yeah, they playing it. Funk Flex every
Yeah,
night. He's playing those songs that they play in the club,
yeah.
and so it's crossing over. And then you actually have a few. They have them doing. They have records with like American rappers and stuff like that too. So it's kind of crossing over, and it's like it's crossing that barrier.
It's actually crossed over and it's surpassed hip hop because hip hop is the lowest on the charts right now. So
Yeah.
um, it's 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 not as popular these days. Like and that's I think a part of the streaming because the kids like this dreamy, I'm high and everything moving slow type song shit. Um, they like the poppy music. They like the different. So the kids are actually who dictates what's popular, and they like Bad Bunny music. They like crossover stuff, and
Right,
so
right,
they actually dictate what's getting spun on the radio. Um,
right. Because they said radio is leading amongst streaming sites and everything. They say
really,
radio. Yeah, they said radio is still
I
number
would have
one.
thought TikTok charts was like the
Right.
the
They said they
over
say
over Billboard because so
they said the radio is still reigning number one. So but see, even with that, and you being an independent artist, they say it take like what 250,000 to get a record on the radio.
yeah, they
Like
still
how
do
can
payola, huh?
how can you compete with that if you're an independent artist and you're trying to come up in the game, but you really want your record played on mainstream radio?
If you get it on TikTok, that's the easiest way to get it to go.
That's the easy way to get to radio.
Think all the shit that's been popular or has moved into popularity gets spin on the what was that little white dude? I ain't never been the same, baby.
Oh
That
yeah, yeah.
he got his TikTok is high. But where is he now? That's why the follow up. Like I said, they'll have the
Right.
hit record, but then they don't
Yeah,
have a chaser, or they're not as
you're
because the
right.
aim is to hit a lick.
Mm. Yeah, because you're right. He that song, he was very big on TikTok with that song.
It's a
And
lot
then
of songs, yeah.
and then
Uh-huh.
afterwards he didn't come up back with no follow-up.
Yeah, I think he had one, but it wasn't as popular as that song or whatever.
Yeah, it wasn't. It wasn't.
Yeah,
Wow.
but you know, it is what it is. Everything is changing so fast, and what's good right now, and the music moves so fast because even the big artists this week, Doja Cat had the hottest song, and then next week is somebody that song is not hot no more. It's moved on because the accessibility and the
Mhm.
instant gratification. I could just go on Apple Music or what's the one that they use, Spotify or whatever, and list. I can basically make my playlist of what I want instantly. It's not like, but for us, we had to catch that whole on the radio and record it on the
Yeah.
tape.
You couldn't get that music free like that, man. Like how you get it now, not at all.
Not at all. Nope.
That
Nope.
is true. This is true. But now it's just the way, like you said, the way is the mainstream, and a lot of older people, they can't listen to these young rappers because it's like not on beat. Not taking nothing away from them, because a lot of these young, I don't know, like I said, these companies is really wicked because they are sign like one of these young guys, right? And then book him a show in the neighborhood where people don't like him, or he got a problem with somebody, in that state or the town. But they'll have a big insurance policy on them. Like,
Yeah.
the bad thing is they say the companies make more money off the artist when he's gone than when he's here.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just like a bad thing for me, you know what I mean? Like as far as that drill, as far as with drill, I don't, I dabble with it. You know what I mean, to see, let me make a drill, make a couple of drill beats, but I don't really push that drill narrative because it's a lot of bad things connected with it. So I don't. When it comes to that drill and making drill beats or dealing with a artist that say they do drill, a lot of times I just kind of like fall back.
It's clear.
Yeah, not unless what I mean. If it's a drill beat, but they not talking crazy, and they just and they doing they talking mainstream stuff, then hey, I'm all for it. But if you on there and you talking real crazy and that because that's a part of that is a representation of me. So and I don't want to I don't want to attach myself to nothing like that. So I with the drill, I really I don't even listen to it. A lot of other
I didn't
music, yeah.
realize they still did drill stuff. I thought that went out a couple years ago.
No, they still got that but now you got the artists is they watering it down a little bit like Fabio.
Mm-hmm.
He's a drill rapper, but he's not. He's the way he had to water it down a little bit to stay mainstream.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't.
See, that's something that I see has changed significantly too, right? So regionally, we know who our regional artists and stuff like that are, but in the age of access, that don't translate because who's hot in Houston ain't nowhere near who's hot in New York or who's getting played on Hot 97 or because I'm not familiar with that artist. Back
right.
in the day, New York set the trend. So whatever's popping there is popping everywhere else. But now with the accessibility, the local artists kind of dictate that sound in their region. And
Right.
or it'll be more like, well, this is hot here, or the TikTok stuff was popular on TikTok and gets played on the radio. But the way that things used to translate back in the day is not the same anymore. So as I say, it changes so fast. It's constantly changing. What's popping right now, tomorrow it's not popping anymore. It's like turns over so quick. So
Do they play any of the artists that came from out of Houston? I'm sure they play Slim Thug and
of course so
UGK.
the radio here, typically what you are going to hear are top 40. So your bigger artists, your Cardis and your Scissors and like that. And then their regional artists. They'll play stuff from 20 years ago. Like you said, Slim Thug or Scarface or Zero gets a lot of love on the radio here, even though Zero hasn't really made a major release in years. Or they show a lot of regional artists love. B King passed away last year or sometime. They play a lot of his shit still.
They play a lot of Bumby and UGK.
They'll play some UGK but what they'll play is like the popular standards, like
Okay, yeah.
Still Tipping or like that kind of stuff.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so far as any other artist that they play is from like the top 40.
It's gonna be top 40. They have a KTSU, so TSU, Texas Southern, has its own little radio station, and they'll play a lot of underground stuff. But you got to know that, and you got to catch it, and you have to. But on the radio, it's top 40 or established regional artists. They don't play a lot of
Said Longer Paper said they play that Mo 3.
Yeah, it's that the one. I'm from Texas. Like, what's that dude? Big X the Plug, or what's the Mexican dude?
Oh yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Okay.
Like that's the kind of stuff that they'll play outside of the top 40 stuff.
See, but Big X the Plug, he got records with country singers and stuff. So of course they're gonna play him. I mean,
right. He's gonna be considered top 40. So
wow. Okay. So who was the last big artists that came out there in Houston actually like to shut it down.
I think Mexican OT
Yeah,
that I can think of. I don't listen to the radio,
right.
so but if I'm in the car and I had a radio on, I think him, of course, Megan.
Hmm.
Um, I don't know where Big X the Plug is from. Is he? I don't know if he's from here or not. Um, you have a few folks who have their local buzz, but they haven't gotten to the level where they're being playing mainstream and stuff like that. But so actually, a lot of Mexican rappers that are leading that brigade right
Oh
now.
yeah. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't
Yeah.
Chameleon from Texas, Houston?
Chameleonaires from Houston. Actually, Chameleonaire. Um, my husband went to Prairie View, so he was in a band in Prairie View and stuff like that. So he's worked with a lot of people when he first started, and he used to work with a guy that was in a group with Chameleonaire and Paul Wall. They started off as a Christian rap group, and then
Mm.
just kind of went in different directions. But Chameleonaire actually does. He hasn't made music in a while, but he's invested all the money that he made into technology, and so he's made some good money. See,
Oh,
that's
okay.
you see, you got those who get out there and they like, I'm gonna hit my lick, but
Mhm.
I'm gonna use that opportunity to do other things.
Right, right.
So Chameleonaire is that kind of rapper, because he blew up for a while. He like back in the day, he was up there,
Yeah,
and he took advantage of that and invested his money, and now he's doing other big
that's pretty
things.
dope. And
Mhm.
Paul Wall's from out that way too. He's still doing music though, right?
Paul Wall still does music. He still tours.
Yeah.
He still, does like local stuff and Zero too. I haven't heard no nothing. Slim Thug will release music periodically, but I haven't heard anything from him in a while. I think that they still have just. I think these are artists that are closer to our generation, so they
Mhm.
probably look at it the same way we do. It's like, eh,
Yeah, it's
I'm gonna
time to maybe do. I made a lot of money. Let me do something different.
do something different. Let me
Yeah,
do some artist development. Let me invest in an upcoming, you know.
right, right. That's true. I
Yeah,
mean, I think don't he I think he be having a car show out there or something every year, right?
yeah. He does a car show, and then there's a concert that he does. I think it's called Gas Gods or something like that. So it's like cannabis lover type
Oh,
thing.
okay,
And so
okay.
you have folks like what's my boy's name? The Coffee Brother. I could see him and everything. I can remember, but like he still has his folks that he'll get to perform and stuff like that, who are like classic Texas artists and stuff like that. But yeah, he does the car shows. He does the Gas Gods. Um, but yeah, music. Maybe every 2 years he'll release something.
Mm. I
So
used to listen to what's I think one of his partners was his name Big Pork or Big
Big
Hog.
Pokey.
Yeah, I liked his music, man. He was pretty dope. Yeah.
Uh-huh. See, and I don't know nothing about that era because I wasn't here at that time. So, I can't say I grew up on Texas music, so I don't really
Right, right,
know it like that. But
right.
from being, around my husband, because he grew up listening to that, like he'll introduce me to stuff. And because, like, when I first got here and I heard screw music, I was like, what the hell is this?
Yeah, it
But
was all
now
slow, right?
but now I appreciate it and I understand it for what it is and why it deserves its respect and its place in hip hop history. So but it's not the music I grew up on. It's I grew up on our music. So
Yeah, right.
and it's the same thing with him. It's a lot of stuff that I listen to. Like I'll be listening to like some Black Moon, like um like early 90s type. So he's like, this shit is boring. This is he doesn't like it. He's like, it's monotone, it's this and that's like
It's analog. It's the analog.
Yeah, well, it's not that it's analog, it's just wasn't regionally what he grew up listening to.
Right. You're right. Ha-
So
Have Have you ever dabbled into making chopped and screw beats?
I have a song that had the hook is chopped and screwed. So
Yeah.
and it's the song is called Represent the H. So that
Okay.
one came about. That was after Red Bull. After Red Bull, I was in this all-female collective called the Ladies of H Town. And so you know how we used to have um Ralph McDaniels
Mm,
show where they play like only the underground and the local stuff.
yeah.
Here, they used to have a show called Hot TV that was based on local music and stuff like that. So
Mm,
there's a chick that worked for Hot TV and she put together this whole all female collective thing. And it was me and her as the producers, and then a bunch of female
mm,
rappers who were like known in Houston at that time. And so um, that Rep the Eight song is five of the ladies from that project, and they all got
mm.
a verse. And then I produced it, and the hook is chopped and screwed. One of them saying I represent the H. So
If I'm not mistaken, I think when I was reading it on your site, you have a female from Swisher House that was on there
yep,
on that album. Okay, yeah.
yep. So Miss Trinity, she's a Swisher House affiliate, and then what's the girl name? Surreal. She's actually signed with Swisher House. And then there's another young lady who was with I forgot what the other label is, but it's a big label at the time. It's two of them,
Mhm,
Royalty and Troublesome. Troublesome actually got a little, like I think she had videos and stuff out there that people may have seen and stuff like that.
mm.
And so I have a couple tracks with both of them on it and stuff. At that time, I was trying to ride that Red Bull wave as much as I could and work with different artists and um,
Right.
like they got a name or a buzz in the city so that I could, do as much as I could. So I have some stuff with some known at that time artists.
Mm.
I think the biggest artist that I've worked with was Mano, um, Magno, not Mano, Magno the Magnificent. He was real popular at that time. And then the biggest female artist that I've worked with is Il Camille. She's out of Cali, Bay Area. So
Mm.
Il Camille is actually up there. Like she's at the point where she's opening for Rhapsody and
Oh,
artists
okay.
on that level. Um, so I've had a little here
And
and there work with some names.
have they reached back out to you?
When I first started it, but like I don't do this as like I used to. I used to be like and doing it.
Right.
And actually, I got so turned off at one point. Like I told you, I came back on COVID, and I was over on Instagram. I probably had about 5,000 or so followers, and I
Mm.
shut this shit down because I was getting sick of biters
Mm.
and drama. It's like how you be on social media and you have drama and beef with people that you don't even know in real life. Like that shit is crazy to me. And so what I've experienced, like other female producers, they
Mm.
don't show love. They watch you to criticize or to bite or whatever. So I have
Right.
a few female producers that I have on my TikTok, and
Mm.
we cool. We go back or we cool. They cool. They don't want drama. They like me. They just do their music and this. But the ones that have drama, block city. Because I'm not in competition with nobody. I'm
Right.
I'm
Right.
just trying to do like everybody else. I'm just trying to play my music and work with artists and stuff like that.
Right.
But it's other people who think you in competition. And I'm like, Really, none of y'all are in competition with me because I haven't seen another female producer as versatile as me. You,
Right, right.
I'll see one that's real good at sampling, or one that's a composer, or one that makes this dance music. But like to be able to do all of it,
Right, right, right.
there's one other, and we cool. There's one other that I've seen that she does. She's more musical. She does more musical stuff, and so actually we've worked together. But
Mm.
for the most part, I
Have you
stay.
have you ever collaborated with other producers on projects?
Oh yeah,
Mm.
yeah, a lot. Like I told you, I wrote a song with another female producer. We
Mm.
did an R&B joint together, and like I said, she's very very talented, very musical, very inclined, but she stayed low key because probably for the same reason that I do is like I don't want all this drumming and all this beef and stuff like that.
Right,
Oh
right.
yeah, I've worked with a whole lot of other producers on other songs, on projects.
Mm.
Me and one young lady was close to releasing a beat tape together. I
Mm.
work with my husband all the time. So
That's pretty dope. Have you ever put out a beat tape? You didn't. You never put out a beat tape, no?
it's the one thing I have not done, and people have been asking me for long. And I put out a tape because I have enough that I
Right.
could do series or specific genres and stuff like that. I just haven't done it.
Mm.
So
And you don't put your beats on YouTube and all that, like a lot of those. That's
no,
I don't think that's a good thing as well. And
nope.
and and I did the new thing I see with a lot of these upcoming producers, they put like on these sites tight beat,
Yeah, no.
like that box you in, oh, this is a Drake type beat, or this person type beat, uh you know
Because I'm not a type beat producer.
right, right.
There was a time when an artist would reach out to you and they hear your music and what you're doing, and then they ask you for something that's completely different.
Different from what everything
And
else is.
it's like I'm a producer, but I make what I make. I don't make type beats. I don't,
Right,
I'm not a type beat producer. And I don't put stuff on YouTube because artists just snatch it and you'll never know. If you want to buy beats from me, you got to come to my website. So if you have my beat and you make a song with it, you
mm,
owe me immediately because it's on my site and that's the only way you could have gotten it. Even on here on TikTok, I'll pay a snippet. I'll give you a minute, but you don't have the whole beat. You don't have
right,
all of the elements. You have the hook and a verse. That's
right,
how I
right,
advertise. You don't have a whole actual uh,
right. Okay.
composition.
So most time when you send a production, you send the sheet with it, right?
I send a snippet of what you mean, like a
Like
register.
say if an artist say I want to use that beat, and y'all in agreement, you send them that paperwork that they got to sign, that
Oh yeah.
split sheet and all that, right?
If you buy a beat off of my site, it's set up in levels.
Mm-hmm.
Either lease, this is the lease price, and these are the lease specifics.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to buy it exclusive, this is the contract that comes with it. And when you purchase that, you got to sign that. And yeah, my documentation and everything is already built into the beat site.
DJ MIDI Beats Philly said people can loop that part and make a whole song.
They
One,
can, but the only way that they can have rights to it is because I'm only giving you a snippet. So if you have more than that, that means you stole it, interpolated it, and it's like taking a sample that's not clear. So
mm,
they can try it.
that's pretty crazy. It is a lot of stealing and fraud. And I just read that they doing it's a lot of streaming fraud going on.
Hmm.
Uh, so a lot of people is getting paid for streams that I guess a bot is running the streams up for them or something. I'm trying to figure out how do they come up with streaming fraud.
Bots.
So this is what goes back to what I said. The streaming is not for streaming is not for independent artists. Maybe if you're a major artist or whatever, then yeah, cool and fine. But streaming is not for independent artists.
It comes back to what you said originally, where at the end of the day, the whole music business is about the labels making their money.
Right.
It's not about the contributors. It's not about the artists, the producers. It's none of. It's never been about the producer. Let's keep it a buck.
No,
Like
no.
it ain't never. You remember people be like, "I give you a half a point. I give you a point," and then like what? Like was it 10 cents on every $2 or whatever the case may be? It's never been about the producer. I think that people were excited about the independent movement because they're like, "Hey, I got control," but no, you don't, because you have a middleman in a distribution company, which is
Right.
nothing more than a record label removing, the layers, the politics. I'm still dealing with a label because they have your material loaded. They pay you out what they want to dictate to pay out. It's
Right.
depending on, how many streams or how many fan base or whatever you have. So it's just another level of the old school record label. Half a point with a whole foundation as a producer. Yeah,
That's
because the
true.
producer always get the short end of the
That's
stick.
true.
It's always been like that.
It's like it's designed the game if without the DJ and the producer,
There's no music.
no music.
But see, that too comes back to this whole copy paste. I don't need a producer because I could go on GarageBand and just copy
Right.
and paste it together, make a song and put it out. Or I can use Splice, or I can use what's the other shit that they use besides Splice? All of these royalty-free sound. You don't need a producer. You actually do not need a producer. You can be a full, do all your own music, your own advertising. That's what I say. This TikTok and Instagram and all of that, that is the lick. If you get enough followers,
Right.
that's what it's about.
Just building your own community on TikTok and these places and having your core
Fan
fan
base.
base. Yeah.
Yep.
That is pretty true.
Yep.
So what you got coming up? You said you're working on 3 different projects.
I got 3 different things going on, and 2 of them have just been off of beats that I've actually put on here, where the artist was like, "Hey, I like that. I want to do something with that." And so, like I said, when I post stuff, it's usually just based on just to, give you a little taste of the hook, a little taste of the main verse and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And then if I get artists that are interested, then I work with them to customize the beat to what they wanted, how many verses, how many hooks, if they want a bridge built in, or so what you hear here ain't necessarily gonna be what the finish.
Right. So you actually so an artist could come sit down with you and tell you, look, I need a beat like this and then like this and like that, and you can actually just sit and build it from scratch, kind of complimenting what they want.
Exactly. I had a beat that I posted. I think originally I posted it maybe almost 2 years ago.
Wow.
And it's an artist that I've worked we've been cool for a while. And he reached out. He was like, "Hey, I like this. I think I can do something to it." And so we talked about it, and I said, "Well, what specifics? How many verses? How many hooks?" He gave me that, and he's like, "And can you build a bridge into it?" And so I formatted it how he requested, and then I actually built a bridge in, and then it went to my engineer, We sent it off to him. So I'm waiting for him to send that back to me.
So,
Um,
so you're not a beat maker, you're a composer.
I'm a producer. I'm not a beat maker. I'm not a beat maker because like I tell you, when I'm doing this, I hear a song.
Right.
And if I could sing myself, I visually started as an artist. And then I just started expressing myself in this way. So probably if I could sing, I would be be more of a songwriter than a producer. Because when I make beats, I just, you know.
So you're actually singing through sound.
Yes.
That's pretty dope.
How do you know I'm not into? See, that's the reason the whole mom maker music came, because people try to put me in a box. How you know I don't engineer? The reason that I have an engineer is because it's my husband, and I can knock him out, and he can get him out the door faster. You make more money that way. Yeah, I can sit here and mix and pre-mix and all of that kind of shit myself, which I do pre-mix, and I do all the editing originally. But for the finished project, he does that, which truly with these out of the box softwares now, MPC, everything sounds so clean. 99% of people don't mix shit. They just give it to you the way that it comes out of it. So, because I don't engineer doesn't mean that I don't know how to. I just don't do it because I don't have time. I have an in-house engineer.
Right.
Give him some credits too, right?
Exactly.
It's a home.
And he masters as well, right?
He mixes, masters. We record.
Yeah, that's the perfect package. You make beats. He's a composer. He plays instruments. Engineer.
Yep, we are a production team.
That's dope, man. That's really dope, man.
Yep. So
blessings go out to you and your husband, man. Y'all keep that thing going, man. For real.
Thank you.
That's really dope, man.
We do, we co-produce stuff, we co-engineer, because when he's, like I tell you, when he's sitting in there and working on stuff, I'm sitting in there with him. Yep.
So you, like you said, you pretty much know how to do it, all engineering and all that, but why do it if you have your husband and that's his thing? So
and we can get double credits on stuff.
Right. Everything stays right in the house. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
For real. Yep. That's cool. And have he engineered? Has he mixed and mastered for like any known people? Or a lot of people out there. He does a lot for Houston rappers and stuff, or rappers artists all around.
Well, remember, he started as a producer engineer, so he's worked with a lot more people than I have. In general, he mixed for an artist named Deloge, and Deloge is actually a part. I forgot what the group that Illmind and S1, they had, for a little while they were a little production team.
Right.
And that artist was a part of that project, or did music to that project, or something like that, or something to that effect. So he's definitely worked with bigger names than me. He's mixed and mastered most of the stuff that I've done with the Swisher House and something. So we both have had the opportunity to be premier Houston producers and engineers. We just didn't go for it, because and when you're hungry, you may be willing to take more risks. When you're hungry, you don't have other stuff going on, you may be more hungry to take more risks, or more willing to be in the streets and pounding pavement and stuff like that. We both work in corporate America. We like, this steady paycheck is what's up. And so that has kind of taken some of the glimmer and the glitz away early on.
Right.
And so we never just pounded the pavement like that.
Okay.
And there's a little bit of regret for me, because I could have you know, I could have,
Mhm.
but I got discouraged. I got discouraged. Like after I got out of Red Bull, I was discouraged because you you out the gate on that major platform.
Right.
And so as a younger person, the expectation for me is people gonna come knocking my door down.
Right. Right. Right.
And
Right.
that didn't happen. And my immature self took that as a slight instead of a, well, maybe I need to take this and run with it. And I took it personal. And I was like,
Mm.
it's because I'm a female, it's because of this and this. Fuck this. I ain't doing this no more. So, but there's no doubt in my mind, had I not taken that position or shot myself in the foot, you would know me on a,
On a
you would
higher
know,
scale. On a higher scale.
yeah, because everybody else who was in that competition,
They went on to do
great
great.
things.
That's,
Yeah. They are
that's,
some of the most well-known producers in the
yeah.
industry. So
And they
that's
probably
cool.
done did a lot of work. They probably done did a lot of work that I done heard and didn't even know they did work.
Oh yeah. You definitely, so all of Post Malone stuff,
Yeah.
Red Bull producer that was in the year I was in.
Okay.
Um, all of 50 Cent stuff, all
Hmm.
of his earlier stuff, Illmind, he
Hmm.
did. You know who West One is.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know who like I said, a lot. You know who 14 KT is out of Detroit?
I think so. I heard of him. Who he did a record for?
He's done with like Black Milk and like those rappers. Um
Yeah, he did do one.
Fonte,
Yeah, yeah, he did do
like
one.
all of these guys have done some great things. And that's because
Mm.
they had their hunger and went out there and went for it. And I was just like, I'm a princess. Y'all supposed to come and talk to me. So I realized what I did wrong.
Hmm.
And I'm
Mm.
fine with that. Because
I mean, you got the experience under your belt. It was like I said, sometimes it might have not been the time for you, man, because maybe you mean your maturity, like you said, your maturity wasn't there. So if you would have probably got that big stardom, you probably be going would have went about it a little different. But
yeah,
now, what I'm saying, that you got your maturity, and you say, like you said, you work in corporate America, you know business, you know what I'm saying, you know how to protect yourself. So now it'd probably come in that big way, because what I'm saying, you would know how to deal with it.
yeah,
And this, what I'm saying, in this day and age, when that, I mean, at that time, maybe God said, yo, man, she ain't ready. Let me not give it to her right now, because she might blow it, or you never know where it would have brought you to right now. So, but now that you have, what I mean, your grown mindset, it's like it's like right around the corner. Like you said, it could be any one of them beats you play on TikTok or something, and you never know. Somebody might come, somebody, because there's always somebody's watching. You understand what I'm
mhm,
saying? A lot of times they don't want to let you know they watching, but it's always somebody watching, that's, what I mean, and they'll wait, and you be like, and as you grow, then that's when they say, oh yeah, I've been watching, and you be like, wow. I-
mm.
so I mean,
Yeah, I can't seem to get my I've here recently I've got a lot, my followers has gone up a lot, but I'm not on here enough and invested enough to, you see me all the time and to
right, right,
start, because I see kids, like I have a classmate in one of my master's classes, and he got like 25,000 followers, and all he does is like dances and stuff like that. He ain't doing nothing nerdy. I'm like, how
right.
do y'all kids get all these people to follow you with this shit? Like, I don't have the I'm at the point now where I'm like, the expectation for me back in the day was, oh, I'm gonna be. Now I don't have no expectations. I just put my music up to share it.
Right.
I have no expectations. I don't have any ulterior motives. I'm just sharing music.
Right. You like it. You like it. You don't.
You don't.
You're right.
Exactly.
That's true.
No.
So do you have like do you have any like when it comes to people um get using your production, like how do you like what are the rules or the blueprint that you give them when they, if somebody's trying to tap in with y'all on the production?
Uh, you mean like as far as an artist reaching out with me to work with me?
Yeah.
Just hit me up. But if you ain't serious, I'm not gonna be serious. I'm
Right.
very, very busy. So don't come at me with some humming and hawing and humming. What do you want?
Right.
And how can I help you get there? You want to hear beats? Go to my website. The beats on my website are not the most up to date beats,
Mm-hmm.
but they still sell. I'm planning on refreshing and adding some of my newer stuff to it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, if an artist is really serious and I refer them to my website and they come back and they say, I didn't hear anything there. What else you got? And they show me that they're serious, then we work together. If it's
Mm-hmm.
just humming and hawing, you're wasting my time.
And,
Because
and
yeah,
and as well, y'all provide a service for engineering and mixing as well, right?
yep. I don't know if my husband has that listed on my website. Because at one point we had both of us combined, but like I told you, he's been kind of like falling in the back and not as interested in it. But folks who have worked with us before know that he does that, and so they will reach out to him and he
Mm.
does his own stuff.
Okay.
So it's not as common as it was at one point because everybody knows somebody who make beats or who engineers or whoever or whatever the case may be these days.
Or think they can engineer
Right.
because it's a lot that comes with that too. Everybody think they can engineer nowadays, and the music be sounding like crap. So,
Yeah. No,
but like you said, a lot of these, because I listen to a lot of these young kids' music, and I'd be like, oh, man, where you recorded that at? And they'd be like, oh, I recorded it on GarageBand.
yeah.
So you're not gonna get, and I say you mixed it on there. Yeah. So you're not gonna get top quality mixing when you doing
But
it
they don't
on a free app or free, software.
think about that. They don't really care about that. They just want to put music out. They don't care about because they don't know. They don't understand that the concept of it. As long as it sounds good in headphones, that's
Right.
kind of the aim right now. Is they don't listen. They don't understand levels or um, hertz, and it's not a part of what's important to them. They like the
Right.
beat, and if the thing that accompanies the beat moves them, they say what that they like. That's all that they really care about. The
So
big major artists these days are the ones who realize that their product, the sound quality is still very important.
yeah, and they put a lot
A
into
lot.
mixing and mastering the records to make sure they sound big.
Yep.
That's one thing Dr. Dre is a good at as far as like mixing and mashing and putting the final touches on it, adding stuff, taking stuff out and stuff like that. But that's I guess that's part of being a composer or a producer.
All right.
Like you said like when your husband is it mixed down your stuff, you sit in so because you know where you want the drops to come in
Oh,
and different things like
exactly.
that.
He
So
we have been married for almost 20 years, so we know each other and you know, but there'll be something that I hear, or when I'm making the beat, I'm like, ooh, for that part, I want this or whatever. So I sit in and give him those notes. And
Mm,
like, you know, at this piece, can you do that? Or can you like you know, put a phase on this, or can you take all the drums out here, or just, you know, give me an 8 count into, like, just
mm,
whatever ideas I might have. Because most of the time he knows what to do, or he knows what sounds good, because he's a musician. He's
right.
truly a musician. He played all kinds of instruments. I bought him a bass for Christmas, so that's his latest baby.
Yeah.
Um, but there are some times that I just have a specific thing that I want, and I'll just be like, "Hey, do this on that part," or, you know, and then he'll be like, "Oh, okay, yeah, that was smart." You know,
So when an artist get any production from you, it's fully ready.
yes,
It's fully ready to for radio and everything.
it's ready.
That's pretty dope. That's pretty dope. So, because not a lot of producers do that. I mean, a lot of the younger producers, they not doing that. If you get a beat from them, they giving it to you probably MP3 straight from from the machine onto the whatever software they able to turn it into MP3
Yeah.
onto the email, and that's it. So,
But that's, you know, that's because that's how they work. But that's why I say, usually if an artist reaches out to me about a particular song, I am customizing that to
mm,
what they're asking for at that time. And so when I send that product out, it's going to be edited how that how they've requested it to be edited, and then it's going to be ready to go. And most of the time, they'll send me back the vocals and say, "Can you mix?
mm.
Can you do my vocals too?"
Oh yeah. So once they hear the sound, they come back and ask you, can you mix
Oh
their
yeah.
vocals or what?
My
That's pretty.
husband, he's very good at what he does. His engineering is really,
That's
really
pretty dope.
solid. So, and a lot of times he'll mix them and he'll be like, I don't like how this sounds. I'm gonna do it again.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, when I send something out, it's the full product, and it depends on how they're requesting. If they want stems,
Mhm.
because maybe they're working with an engineer that they have ideas for different drops and stuff that they want to do,
Right,
or,
right.
you know, um, or if they just the MP3 is good, or the wave file, or whatever the case may be. It depends on where they are in their process and what they're trying to do with it.
Okay, I understand.
Mhm.
And on that MPC XL, have you used the stems on that?
No, not yet.
No.
I've made, or I'm in the process of making 5 beats. So I haven't dug into all of the capabilities yet. I'm still learning how to bring the VSTs in, how, you know, because some of the functionality is a little bit different. So like before, and I haven't made a sample beat on this yet, but like
Mm,
before, in your track edit, you just go right here and it's there. Now I was like, where the hell do I? So now a lot of the stuff has been put in as a double tap feature, or you gotta go to the menu to access. So I'm still learning where stuff is,
okay.
just
Um,
enough to get something out.
it, is
Well,
it is it the same way as the
as the one,
yeah.
some stuff is, but a lot of it is easier because the
Mm,
Q links are its own menu too. So it depends on how you produce. Do you want to use the menu on the screen? You want to use the Q links? You want to use the software? You want, so I'm still toggling between, okay, what workflow am I gonna?
And can you load all your like your beats from that you made on the one onto the
Yeah.
Excel? Yeah, and the sounds don't get mixed up or nothing.
No, sometimes the programs, they may be like, hey, this program is missing, but you just go find the XPJ and it loads. Just, I haven't
Oh,
had any
okay.
issues with that yet.
Oh, okay.
But like today, I'm like I told you, I'm making a beat around some vocals. My husband, he's starting to get a little itch, so he wanted to make one too. And I was
Mm.
like, hey, did you name your program something different? Because I know that sometimes if you save a second version of something and then you don't rename that program, it's like I don't know where the files are at.
Right.
You know, the MPC, for it to be such a sophisticated piece of hardware, the
Mm.
software is lacking a lot. And it's very finicky. In my experience, it crashes on me a lot. It pisses me off actually.
Mm.
Um, but you have to just know how to maneuver in it.
Mm. Okay. And
So,
how is the like the is the hard drive on there? Is it a big hard drive or because I know
oh,
on the X, if you after a while when you put so many sounds in it, the hard drive it gets
oh,
full to where you can't sample or do the chops and stuff like that.
it got a built-in SSD.
Hmm.
So it'd be quite a while before you have that issue.
Mm.
So on top of the SSD that's built in here, I use the software and I have an SSD drive for that as well. So I'd have to do a whole lot of stuff for me to
Okay.
run into
So you
issues
so you save a lot of your sounds and everything on the backup hard drive.
on my actual SSD on my computer. Yes, but
Oh.
actually we have a nav drive. Like
Hmm.
my husband works in IT, so we have a network.
Hmm.
So everything is saved to the cloud. We have backup all over
Oh, okay. Okay.
because he's lost a lot of music in the past from hard drives crashing and stuff like that. So we have backups of backups of backups of
Yeah,
backups.
tell me about it. I done lost a lot of music with these hard drives.
Yes.
I got a terabyte one, it's terabyte studio, but it seems like it done it done ran its course. Now I possibly got to take it to a shop to 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 try to extract the files off of it.
Yeah. And they can't always do that.
I know. So
Because he actually his hard drive crashed a week ago and he
mhm.
had to go buy a new one and rebuild the computer. But because he had everything saved to the cloud,
Oh, he was able to get it back. Okay. All right. And
yep.
that's like a monthly fee, right? For the to keep it saved to the cloud or something like that.
No, because like I said, you have a nav drive, which is basically a built-in network. So
Mhm.
most companies, they'll have a data center where
Right.
all of their backups are stored at that data center. So if something happens, their business doesn't go under or whatever. He has us set up the same way.
Oh, that's cool. That's pretty dope.
That's why. That's my engineer because he, he's on it. This
that's
we run like a for real studio in our house.
that's pretty dope. So see, I will never get to lose no music. That's good because of like you said, these hard drives and the softwares.
Yeah.
These NPCs, you know what I mean? Sometimes they do freeze up and stuff like that. So
And this MP3, so the Excel came with the upgrade to the MP3 software,
mhm.
and it's a beta version. So
Mm,
beta is like maybe
yeah,
I'll work today, but tomorrow
right,
fuck you.
right, you're right, you're right. It don't work probably. That's true.
Or
Yeah,
just crash in the middle of stuff. So like everything I do, I'm saving. Because I've lost many a good beat by
right.
not saving. So yeah.
Wow. Yeah, because the X has a built-in hard drive, but audio takes a lot of space. So after a while, it gets full on the main hard. I don't really try to save nothing on the main hard drive. I'll be having a lot of sounds, but like,
Oh, nah, I don't have sound saved here. I have sound saved on my network.
okay, okay. See, I have a lot of sounds saved like on the main hard drive, and then a lot of these these little flash drives.
Yeah. But see, that makes sense to me because most folks use this in standalone. Toggle between controller and standalone. Like I do a lot of the workflows in standalone, but the saving and the backup and the arrangement and all of that I do on the software.
Yeah, see, I don't never use like the actual software. I
For
always,
real?
no, I tried to, but it reminds me so much of Fruity Loops a little bit.
Really?
Yeah.
It's not the most user friendly. It's not like Pro Tools workflow, but once you get used to it, because I just find it easier to be able to, like, if I mess up a section I want to re-record, I could just go swipe it and delete it right quick, and then
Right,
just
right.
it's the dual workflow works better for me because I learn on software.
Right, right. Yeah, so you're more comfortable with the software. That's
But
true.
I use a standalone too.
Yeah.
Because if you're going into another studio, you're not going to necessarily have a laptop with you. You just have to attach your rig and go. So I can,
Right,
still
right.
do what I need to do.
So if you was going to another studio, you would bring your MPC XL with you.
This joint is humongous. So I would probably bring the one and my laptop because everything is saved to the laptop too. So
Right.
and the hard drive on the laptop is there. So cross functionality.
Right, right, right. But now, I mean, like it's like the studios is kind of a lot of studios is closing down because a lot of people is building studios in their home.
You don't need them anymore.
Right. Okay. And
We
it's
my husband's studio is his work office, and
mhm,
he basically just tore out the shelving and everything in a closet and
mhm.
padded it, and the mic and everything. It's already, he has the room soundproof.
Mm.
What we need to go to a studio for?
Right, to go pay money for to when you can actually be comfortable in your own home. Well, a lot of artists is doing that now. A lot of these up and coming artists is doing that. It's like now all you gotta do is get a laptop, the software, a mic, and
You good?
yeah.
Bedroom producers is the way. That's what's up. Because I am literally in a bedroom in my house. That's
Right,
what.
right, right. I mean that's probably the most comfortablest way, to because certain environments you can't be creative in certain environments. Like if you got a whole bunch of people and it's a lot of things going on. Some producers could be creative in that environment, but for me that's not a creative environment. Like if I'm in the studio and it's 15 guys, and then one day over here playing dice, they over here drinking. These people.
No, you
I,
go spill if you spill some shit on this damn $3,000 fight.
yeah.
No. Mm-mm.
So sometimes it'll be good, but I see these guys. They be in the studio, they smoking, and they got a bunch of guys in there, and a lot of time the engineer looks like he like, man, I wish they hurry up and get this done. I want to go home. Because he don't, he don't be a part of that, so it's like the atmosphere, certain atmosphere. I don't know why is the stigma with guys that with these rappers and stuff, that they feel like they got to go to the studio and have the drinks and the
The whip.
weed, yeah, women, and all this to be creative.
It's image.
Yeah, I guess, man, it's a bad thing though, because a lot of times, uh, like like
What's
like
up, bad boys?
like the music that they play, like how can I say, when they said that the chopped and screwed, they said that like when they made that, it was because everybody was sipping on lean.
Mm.
So they're saying, oh, it sound good, and it was sound better because they was already on the lean, and the music playing slow and warpy. So it created a I don't know, like a think Faz or something, you know what I mean? Because a lot of people was like, because I used to listen to it, and then they interview, I forget it was a Houston artist, but he was saying, oh, you know, we most of the when we making chop and screw music, you know, they be sipping that lean, and that's how, you know, that's how a lot of it come out, because they be on lean and they rapping slow. So I don't know, but that's enough. That's a whole other thing, man. But you
Nah,
know,
my days of that kind of stuff is long gone. Like I said, 51.
right. Put a lot of that stuff behind you. And it's nothing wrong with that, man. I mean, shoot, but you're thriving with your music. Yeah, you and your husband definitely got something. I mean,
Thank you.
I never really seen a female producer that know her way around the MPC and different instruments, and to like actually know how to be super creative. So y'all got something good going.
Thank
So,
you.
I hope to see big things for you. Um, Before we get out of here, let the people know where they could tap in with you from. Let them know your YouTube, everything, man, so they could run it up. We're gonna get the people to run it up, run your numbers up, call you and your husband, because not only production, she got the engineered powerhouse behind her. So
Yeah, we're a production team for sure.
exactly. So y'all need to, you know what I mean, people that's tapped in, y'all follow her, subscribe, go to her website, listen to the beats, follow up.
Yeah,
Let the people know, that everybody know where they can tap in, where they can find you on all platforms.
yeah. These days, I'm like I said, I used to be on Instagram big, but
Mm.
I've kind of left Instagram alone. I don't know. I guess maybe eventually, maybe I'll go back to it, but I'm gonna have to block a whole lot of people before I do that.
Right. Instagram is like, it's not as social as TikTok, because
No,
Instagram is like, I guess, like you said, everybody want to be competitive, and
at Hollywood and all that.
yeah. So
Okay. You
I
ain't
don't.
making no damn money. Cut it out.
Right.
But so I operate on TikTok, and my at is Mom on the Beats. I do have my own website, momonthebeats.com. I'm not as active on the other social media stuff, just because, like I said, I'm so busy with life stuff that I don't have time to. Because like for a little while here, this the TikTok was picking up like a lot of comments, a lot of activity. I was like, holy shit, I don't have time for all of these responses. So, but TikTok is my primary site that I'm on. So if I change any of that, I will do my ads in my bio on my TikTok. But for right now, TikTok is the primary. So,
So everybody can find you on TikTok, right?
yep.
That's dope, man. It was a pleasure. I appreciate you taking your time out,
No problem.
and sitting down with me. I'm gonna send some people your way. We're gonna try to help each other. Um,
Appreciate it.
anyway, shoot, maybe I might send you and your husband some few records to mix and master for me as well.
For sure. I was trying to get him to apologize. He was in here standing over here, but he was so hiding so that you can see.
Shout
Um,
out to your husband, man, for real.
yeah,
Shout out
he's
to
on
him.
here too. His at is DZAC Music. He's not very active on social media like that, but every once in a while you'll see him like one of my things here and there. Or he'll see him in one of my videos and then he'll be there for a second and he bounces.
That's dope. That's dope. So it was a pleasure. I really appreciate you taking the time out of your day to sit down and talk with me.
I appreciate you for having me. I really do.
No problem. Is no problem. The support is here. We're gonna keep supporting you over here at the Producers Corner. Um, we're gonna keep the people posted. Anytime you got something going on, I'm gonna make sure I shout it out to all the people.
Appreciate it.
No problem. You continue to do what you're doing. it's if it ain't broke, it's nothing to be fixed. Keep pushing your line, you and your husband. Much blessings to y'all. I salute you for being a strong woman in this really hard business where you continue to go on and be successful. You and your husband and your family. Much blessings to y'all.
I appreciate you. God bless.
Thank you so much.
All
You
right.
have a good night too.
Peace.
Peace. That was Mom on the beats. We're gonna tap out. Till next time, y'all follow up. Hit the subscribe button. Follow her. And now, we're out to the side.